Yeah, I don't know.
I'm running off my Wi-Fi, off my hotspot.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened.
That's this internet here.
No, one sec. You should reconnect soon.
My mom's kicked me. How disappointing. Anyways.
I don't know what happened. Yeah, so what? It pushed out a new stream.
So we're live still?
Yeah, we're live. It's working now.
Sorry, gents, if you can rejoin.
That
is interesting. All right, I've got to try find.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
Sorry, gents, we're back on. Yeah, don't know what happened there.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm honestly not sure what happened there. Sincerely apologize. Really, I'm so sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. This happens. It seems to be happening a lot. We are planning on obviously sorting some of these problems out. We are planning to move to a new studio because it seems like some of these live streaming issues we just can't fix at the studio that we're currently at. So we will be moving. We will be moving locations in the coming 2 to 3 weeks. You'll still be a little bit brighter with more space. There'll be more paraphernalia. We'll sort these problems out. I honestly, like, usually I know what's happened, but this time I actually can't tell you what's happened whatsoever. It's just it completely went offline and it's just come back online itself. So I sincerely apologize. And the thing is, it's that it's given a whole new stream, I think, unless it's the same old stream. In any case, guys, thank you so much for your patience. I legitimately apologize for this. Anyway, where were we? We were talking about the Bulldogs and the Cowboys.
Yeah, you were actually talking, I think we were talking about the Manly the Cowboys back line, or the whole lineup, basically. And then actually, we're talking about the positioning for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Who could potentially come in.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I was saying that, potentially we could, we could potentially, what could happen is that I think Hayward can start at 6. I do think that Hayward may start at 6. I think that Hutchison would serve a better role at lock than Salmon, but it all comes down to what I
don't think there's any point.
Thinks.
I don't think there's any point in blooding any new forwards. Use who you got. They're the ones that are going to be playing finals. You got about 20 guys available to play finals. I'd say outside that 20, no one else is probably a chance. For example, I'm just referring to besides Kelton when Sherry comes back in, and then you got the forwards that are on the fridge like Harry Hayes. Who else?
I actually think we need a bigger forward. I think we need one, like we need a Pawasa Farmasuli.
I don't think he gets through enough work, to be honest.
Or I reckon give Daniel Saluka Fafita a go. I think just even 20 minutes off the bench, I think he could cause some real damage.
And play week 1 of the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is he? Is he setting the world on fire in reserve grade?
Well, I mean, he's averaging about 12 meters a run. He's killing it in New South Wales Cup. He's a big boy. He runs very, very hard.
Is he in the 22?
Jamie Teasdale saying Underhill is a big boy as well.
That's another one.
He's a great performer. Now, Brian Dibb, it's Underhill. I think that Underhill could be an option.
It's Underhill from the Lord of the Rings. Yeah,
he's a big boy. I'm not. But I do think we need just one more prop on the bench. I think Harry Hayes is great. Don't get me wrong. I think Harry Hayes has a big motor. I just think that he lacks some of the impact. Some of the big go forward that we have. Right, unless, for example, he starts one of Max King and Sam Hughes on the bench, right, and has them on rotating to come on. Right, and then you can start maybe him and Morin, Max King and Morin, and have Sam Hughes off the bench for maximum impact. That's sort of where my thinking is at. But I'm not sure what it is. It'll be a good test against the Cowboys. Look, I think that the Cowboys will be very, very good to test ourselves against a team with a big forward pack, fast outside backs and things like that. Zatar said, I reckon we sack Seraldo and get Barrett. I'm all for that. I absolutely agree with you. Let's sack Seraldo and get Barrett.
Let's go back to winning the wooden spoon.
Let's do that.
That's where we want to be at. Just on that, I actually did am I allowed to mention it? Did a review of the last decade or?
No,
I'm not allowed. Oma doesn't let me.
No. So mention it. All good.
Yeah, I did a review of the Dogs the last decade. So, the highs and then the fall from grace and now the rise again. So, yeah, just looking back on the Barrett years. Just going through all of that, the guy I feel like that's hard done by in all of this is Dean Pay.
Yeah, I agree.
Barrett was getting a lot of support on a silver platter, and all he could manage was last, and then I think avoid last on for and against.
Mm.
And then actually he would have got last again. No, actually he got last, and then he was getting last, and then Mick Potter came in.
Mick Potter saved his ass.
Saved the season and ended up finishing 12th, and he's in the hunt for a potential 8th spot for a few weeks there. He's still a chance because you started stringing wins together. In all of this, I looked at what was the downfall of Des. Something they got right with Cam. They went out and recruited well. But then also they made sure they had good pathways coming through. So, yeah, you'll see the transition from Des to Cam. So.
And make sure you subscribe to the channel because all that will be coming. And click the bell icon if you want to see when we get all our when we put up all our content. Just please like this video just so it gets boosted in the algorithm and more people see it. We get more people joining. Please just give this a thumbs up. That's all I ask. Just give this a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Really apologize about it earlier again. It's very disappointing. Dibbo and I try very, very hard, and live always has a problem. Live always has a problem, unfortunately. But we love live. I think there's no other way. We love communicating with you guys. So yeah, Dibbo. I think the Bulldogs will come out on fire this week, with or without Burton and Sherry. Crichton will add a lot more. I think Crichton will add so much to the team in terms of defense, in terms of leadership, and very, very much looking forward to us bouncing back hard. And then for week 1 of the finals, there at Accor, no matter who it is, I think it's going to be a brilliant game, and I reckon there'll be 70,000 people there.
For week 1?
Yeah, 100%. I think there'll be 70,000. If it's Dolphins fans, not as many.
I don't think you will get 60 or 70,000 week 1. I think you will get probably more like between 40 to 50.
No, bro. If we got 35,000, on a Friday night against Manly at 6 p.m. We'll get 50, 60,000 for a Saturday night final because it'll probably be a Saturday night.
I reckon a second week finals, you will definitely get that figure. And I think you will play another Sydney side.
Second week, I reckon we sell out. We sell out Accor.
He's get like.
I'm telling you,
look, I'll tell you now. If he's won't. Oh, it depends who you play. If he's play Penrith, it's at Accor, I presume.
I think all those things.
Get, if you get the Roosters,
there's no more home finals. There's no after the first week.
No, hang on a sec. The Roosters will still get Allianz. The Roosters.
But I'm saying if it's week 2, it won't be at Allianz.
It'll be at Allianz.
I don't think so.
Come on, man. It's the Roosters we're talking here. National Roosters League, mate. Come on. I thought you would have figured that out a long time ago. The game will be at Allianz if you play the Roosters.
Zatar's made a great point. We lose a lot of long kicking game, which Burton has dominated for us, make up for a lack of our size and pack. I agree. I think that's a big thing.
It's a big loss.
It's a big loss, his kicking game. But I'm sure Seraldo will come up with a plan that makes a big that will they'll be able to make up for the lack of Burton's big kicks. So I'm not too concerned about that. I just want to see us defend on the edges a little bit better. I thought we broke too easily against Manly, and not without reason, but I just don't want to I don't want to see us break too easily against the Cowboys. And look, to be honest, I don't have any reason to think that the boys are going to be consistent like shit 2 weeks in a row. Right, considering how good we've been for 13 weeks, if anything, it shows that we're actually in a good position, and I think that we'll do very, very well. Who's that? Olawapu?
Yeah.
Nah, Aloapu will be our lock in 2027. In 2026, sorry. I think next year it'll be hard for him to crack first grade. They're going to take it very, very easy on him.
I think it's near impossible to come back from a broken neck. It's a lot of things.
Well, Minicello came back from a broken neck, and Minicello was much older. He had the exact same issue that Aloapu did.
Broken neck.
Yeah, the exact same issue.
Are you sure it wasn't a back issue?
No, it was a neck thing because he's got the same doctor as Minicello, and actually Minicello's been helping Aloapu out. So he had the exact same issue.
I heard Minicello had a neck problem.
Yeah, look it up.
Interesting. I thought it was a back problem, more like sciatica.
So I love Carl Aloapu. I think if you put Carl Aloapu in this team in 2024, I think Carl Aloapu would be close to Rookie of the Year.
You reckon he's back in 2026?
I think either the end of 2025 or early 2026. I don't think they're going to risk him next year.
How old is he, 19?
Yeah, he's 19. He hasn't even turned 19
yet. He can take his time.
He can definitely take his time. He will be fantastic. I think moving forward, he will be like a super sub when Man retires or or 13. He just has that ability to tackle hard, run hard, pass, kick. Aloapu is a freaking, honestly, I think him alongside someone like Mitchell Woods, alongside someone like Burden, Hughes, Preston, Hayward, they're the future of the Bulldogs. We are building some really, really good things. And I'm so excited, and I honestly hope that someone like Aloapu does stick around at the Bulldogs. I hope that he gets his chance to prove what he can do. Because if you remember, as a young 18-year-old in the first grade team last year, he was putting on some very good hits. Yeah. I remember the one hit he put on Foreign, he absolutely demolished him. There was that one hit he put on Foreign, which was fantastic. So he's definitely one for the future. Now, in terms of our forwards up against the Cowboys, do you think they're going to come out against the Cowboys to wanting to prove a point?
Well, obviously they're going to come out, and obviously if they get run over against the Cowboys,
do you reckon it's the end? Do you reckon that sort of?
It's so hard to come back from. The finals is the next week. Like the other side you're playing against is now supremely confident. But I've seen sides get hammered 1 week before the finals and then come back the following week and absolutely demoralise their opposition. Good example, 2009 Parramatta. How much did they lose to St. George that 1 week before the finals? 48-0 or something? 40-0?
Yeah.
But something like that.
But I think they came out knowing that they were sort of...
But they got demoralised, but it's just... It was the contrast the following week. It's probably the best example.
Yeah.
But just in Canterbury's position, Canterbury ain't going to, come out there and want to be rolled over, And, they'd rather smash their opposition and play them again the following week. They defend really well. Those players are tenacious. They give it their all to the last second. And you saw that against Manly. They went through how many sets of hands in that last sequence of play?
Yeah.
For like about 20, 25. I thought, they're going to score again. And then Skelton fumbled at the end. So, the defense holds. I got the Dogs winning. So, forwards, I don't think exactly their forwards got dominated against Manly. I think just Turbo was running riot. Everything was coming off for the Sea Eagles. It was the best game of the year. So, we'll see how the Cowboys go. Either the Cowboys are going to turn it on or they're going to be a no-show. So we'll see what happens.
It's what I thought was interesting was the press conference from Seraldo. He didn't seem too upset by the loss. Yeah, he said it was the first time he was disappointed in defense all year, but I didn't think he seemed too upset. Like he was saying, he knows what needed to change in training for the following week, and he said it's easily fixed. He said it's easily fixed. Some of your players had a really off game, uncharacteristically. Yeah. Like Skelton had an off game that was uncharacteristic of him, but Kickout didn't have his best game, his best game either. Reid scored a few tries, but he was fumbling balls. You haven't seen him fumbled all year. Yeah, 100%. And they scored. They scored off our mistakes. I think there was one there where Karen knocked it on. They scored off it. One there where Sherry knocked on. They scored off it. Here's the other thing that I realized about the Dogs, and this is something I think that is a bit of a trend. The Bulldogs can't defend scrum set plays. A couple of teams have been able to score against us off scrum plays. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Have you guys noticed that we seem to struggle to defend against scrum plays?
I think you will get it right first week of the finals.
You reckon?
Yeah, you get your whole team back. I like how Brian's explained things. So it's probably just a bulging disc. It's not a broken neck. That's just makes it even more positive news for Kyle Olawaipu. And yeah, that's what Minnie did have, a bulging disc. So yeah, good to hear about Olawaipu. Sorry, just going off topic a bit. But,
yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I think you boys will be all right. I'll be actually quite disappointed if they don't defend how they've defended the whole year this week and the coming week. So it'll just undo that. I know you've made the finals, but I just feel like you undid all the hard work,
Do you think we have?
I don't think you haven't.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying if it's another letdown, like say they now all of a sudden concede 30 again, it just feels like, and then they do it in week one of the finals. It kind of like feels like, even though they made the finals and that itself is an amazing achievement, it just kind of like feels like you undid the hard work.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
You don't want that hanging over your shoulder going into the next season,
Abraha Les is saying Roosters, Manly, Warriors have all scored off scrums and the Raiders. That's correct. Yeah. So it's something that I noticed against Manly that I thought we was a little bit of an issue. I don't think our wingers and centers have any defensive issues whatsoever, considering that we are the best defensive team in our red zone, in our own red zone. One of the best defensive teams in the competition. Honestly, it's not. I do think that we will come back and defend well. It's that question about the forwards. Are we going to be able to keep up with them? That's really what the one question I want answered.
Honest truth, against the Cowboys, my biggest worry is you don't have Birdo there because he's actually been torching it this year.
Mm.
Is it going to stagnate your attack? Because now you got the world's slowest backliner. Drew Hutchison. So what's going to happen there? Like, I'm inclined to tip the Cowboys just on how's the attack going to flow. I'm sure the defense will go all right, but if the attack's not putting pressure on the opposition, then your opposition's going to have a weight of possession and territory. And then, how long do you want to defend your line for and be drained of energy? It's just a worry there. And then when you got a booming boot and a good running game in Burton missing. It's a big loss.
It is a big loss. I think
it doubles up as another forward when he runs.
I think it affects our ability to keep them in their own 20. I think that's what helps us a lot is our line speed. And when we don't have someone to kick the ball and get it sort of into their 20, landed on a dime, and then our line speed rush up, that could be an issue. But I actually have faith in Ciraldo coming up with a plan. So I'm very interested to see how that happens.
Look, even if they go down in a close game, then that's good because it's not doom and gloom. You get your halfback, your 5/8 the following week.
Yeah, 100%.
So and then you get Sherry back as well, so balance back the back line. So not all doom and gloom, but you want to be going for the win.
People are saying Hutchison will have it over, but won't pass. We'll cut back in and get tackled. Does it in New South Wales Cup every week? Does my head in? Yeah. It doesn't play like a half.
So Brad's been watching him very close.
Yeah, we saw it when we were in Belmore. He does do that a lot.
So yeah, we did actually. I think we commented on that as well.
Yeah, we did comment on it. But he also did set up a couple of tries, did score a couple of tries that game. So, look, I'm interested to see how the boys come out. I feel like this game, depending on how we come out, is one of those ones where if we come out and blow the Cowboys away, people are going to be like, oh my God, the Bulldogs are legit. We come out and get smashed, people are going to be like, they're also
ready. Yeah, the haters will come out and say they're finished. It was a fluke. Yeah. They're going out in 1 week, finals. Oh, they only lasted 1 week more than our side. What a loser to say that, but yeah.
I think if we come out and play the style of footy that we played against the Broncos in Brisbane, I reckon the Cowboys will have no idea we hit them. And I think that's
and
the
don't
type of game.
forget the games they played against the Dolphins and the Dragons.
Yeah.
Their defense was imperial in those games.
That's what I think we need to do. I think that's the type of game that Serraldo will probably be aiming for. So let's see what happens there. So I'm tipping Dogs. I'm gonna say Dogs 28-16. I don't think that the Cowboys will score more than 16 points. The Dogs' defense will be suffocating. And we're gonna see them back at their defensive best. Yeah, look, Zatar saying we don't have Sherry and Burton. I don't think we play that style at all. Yeah, to be seen. I mean, if you look at even after Burton went off last week against Manly, we still spread the ball, and I thought we still did very, very good. You know, I don't think that we're going to be conservative all of a sudden. So that's why I think that he'll have a plan for
big test for the Bulldogs defense
plan
this
for the
week.
Cowboys. Yeah,
It's been impregnable the whole year. I mean, they're coming up against Drinkwater and Dearden and, you know, Holmes and, you know, a few of those guys. So we'll see how it goes.
Zatar saying Hacho for a hat trick. Hey man, I hope so. I think that'll be a great outcome. Dibbo, what's your tip for the Dogs versus Cowboys?
I don't know. I've got to see how that defense holds of the Dogs. Like, attack's going to be an interesting one. You got Sexton and Hutchison. Do they correlate with each other? I'm going to go. I don't know. Like, it's weird. Dogs can still score. I don't know. I'm going to go 22-14. Even then, it's probably unfair on the Dogs to say they conceded 22 points.
You think the Cowboys are going to win?
I think it's just your attack.
At home, you think the Cowboys are going to win at home against Bulldogs at home?
It's burden effect. You know?
Yeah.
He's going to be... I don't know. Am I being harsh on the Dogs? I think I might be.
I think you're being a little bit harsh. I think the Dogs have proven that they are a consistent
22
team.
points is not a lot.
Yeah, but we're losing. I don't think we're going to lose.
You guys like literally defending the whole game.
I don't think we're going to lose.
I don't know what Hutchison's going to do for you guys.
I just don't think we're going to lose.
They're playing with one half. That's what it feels like.
Look, I think Sexton. Will do well if Hutcho can come in there and play his role. We have enough strike across the park to do a good game. I think you know what.
How did Hayward go at 6 in that game?
I thought he went really well.
So, do you have inside info? He's going to be playing 6?
No, I don't. It's just a conspiracy. Okay. It's just a conspiracy.
Thanks, Elmo. Anyways,
here's what I think will happen though. I think Connor Tracy will get a lot more involved. I think Connor Tracy will be, because if you look at in the earlier parts of the year, I feel like Connor Tracy was attacking a lot more, setting up a lot more tries.
I'm just going to bring up the Cowboys.
I feel like he's moved. He's taken a step back in attack. So you know that's what I think will happen. Abdul, If Manly win and we lose, we play them in Brookvale. But if Manly lose and we lose, we play them at Accor. So nothing is yet confirmed. I have a lot of faith. I think that it's very likely we're playing at Accor. It just depends who we're playing. I do think that we will win against the Cowboys and just end the discussion.
I just remembered something. The Cowboys struggled against the reserve grade Melbourne.
Yeah, exactly. And their form hasn't been crash hot.
Harsh on the Dogs.
Yeah, I don't think their form's been crash hot. Don't forget, they only beat us by 2 points up in North Queensland. We almost had them. So
let me just have a look at the Bulldogs team.
Now, while Dibbo has a look at the Dogs and the Cowboys.
I just looked at the Cowboys and... okay.
I want to talk a little bit about that game. Of the Dragons versus the Eels.
Oh, you got Curran on the bench.
What?
Why is Curran on the bench?
Curran's been on the bench the whole year. He doesn't start except unless Max King is out.
But when he was starting for you guys, he was running hot. So you think you start Curran ahead of Sam Hughes?
See, I actually think that...
Or do you put him in at 13 instead of Jamin Salmon?
No, I think you need a big body like Curran, who's a high work rate, off the bench. Yeah. I actually think that you start Morin and you put Sam Hughes on the bench so you can have some impact.
I might even revise my tip now, but yeah, I forgot about Josh Curran. Anyways, probably unfair on the Dogs going through this lineup. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, so Look, I'm tipping the Dogs. I think the Dogs are going to come out. I liked what I saw from the press conference from Ciraldo. I feel like he was confident and he knew how to fix the issues that the Dogs had against Manly. That's why I'm going to put my faith in the team. And I'm going to say Dogs by 12. Wes is saying Taff should get another chance. He can bring some spark better than Hutcho. Look, I agree, but Taff's been out injured for 6 weeks. This is his first week back, so I think it's too early to bring him in. He'll probably be a little bit underdone and may not have the defensive energy that we need for this game.
Everyone's up in arms. I tipped the Cowboys instead of the Dogs. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I just thought, I just had to see how I saw it. I just think Birdo's... He's back the following week, so...
Yeah.
Well, I hope they win still, but...
Sharks have nothing to play for. A top 4 for them is cemented. Manly have a home final to play for. It's true, Abdulfenj, but I also think that Manly are missing Turbo, and we all know how well Manly plays without Turbo, i.e. they don't play at all. So, it's up in the air, but I also think that the Sharks will be very disappointed with the way they lost against the Warriors. They would want to bounce back. Hines was only back for 1 game. I think Hines will start to take a bit more... they'll start to get a little bit more consistency there. So I think... I think that the Sharks will be out to win. They don't want to lose 2 on the trot going into the finals. So I think there's a lot more for the Sharks to play for than people actually think.
I think the Sharks will win at Brookie. I actually do.
Yeah, I think...
I'm actually confident they're going to win. And if the Sharks don't win at Brookie, then I'm just going to put a line from them saying they'll go out in straight sets as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think they'll go out in straight sets like Manly as well.
I've already got Roosters going out in straight sets.
Actually, we'll get to that in a minute, but I just want to, before we get to the Roosters and people who have gone out to straight sets, what the hell was that performance of the Dragons against the Eels?
Actually happy now.
Bro, don't give me that humble, happy shit, bro.
Besides making a mockery of themselves in the first week of the finals, Flanagan can now get rid of the deadwood. Parramatta's best play in that first half was Michaeli Ravalawa. That was absolutely horrendous. Followed by the Finney twins, although one of them made up for it in the second half in that last 10, 15 minutes.
He scored a hat-trick, was it?
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, it was a spark for that team. Besides Tyrell Sloan, that 18-year-old Larkin King Tuggout.
Yeah, Larkin King
finally gave him game time.
Yeah, 100%.
Did you see him and Sloan just kill it in the last 15?
I know this is going to sound very uncharacteristic of me, but I thought Raymond Faitala-Mariner added a lot when he came on for you guys.
Was he even in the 17?
Yeah, he added a lot when he came on.
Yeah, I saw him in the second half. It made me wonder why he didn't start ahead of Tom Eisenhuth. He should be starting ahead of Tom Eisenhuth.
But wait, how does your team come out and play like that when they have a finals position on the line?
Man, honestly, get rid of the deadwood. Honestly, I'm with you. Just shows you what absolute
This is the Eels,
you know what?
mind you.
And Ben Hunt was nowhere to be sighted for that first hour. No kidding. Yeah, all right. You come in the last. Where were you that first hour?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's how he hasn't been in a lot of games. Where were you? Man, honestly, Tyrell Sloan was trying his ass off. Jaden Sewell was trying his ass off.
Bro, I have to say, I was very harsh. Do you remember earlier in the year I said I wasn't a fan of Tyrell Sloan?
We all were harsh on him.
I think...
But even Luciano Leilua, I'll tell you why.
He didn't stop trying.
He gets his arms free.
There's no one there.
No one wants to run off him. Finney wants to, have a cup of coffee. The guy that runs off him hasn't been playing the last few, and they missed him dearly. Moses Sully.
Yeah.
Ben's better, Tack's better, and... Anyway, this season's done. Even Jack Bird had a good dig from halfback, but, he's only limited what he can do. And
I thought Jack Bird's defense was atrocious. He kept trying to come out, go for the intercept multiple times.
He was doing a Ravalawa version too, so...
Honestly, man, after that game, if I was, for that one game, I wanted the Dragons to win. I was a Dragons supporter for that one game.
You know what's funny? Everyone was in glee, 44-2, and then it went 44-40. Even that loser, Warren Smith on Fox Sports, I'll call him a loser. I hope he sees this. That's one guy who can't commentate a game without any bias. Disgusting commentator. But did you see him? He literally, you could hear this. You can hear the fear in his voice.
Yeah, the Dragons are coming back.
He hates the Dragons. He can deny it. He's just said some scummy stuff online about him as well. So,
but tell me,
a lot of people went missing on socials after that.
But tell me, how does that happen? I want you to tell me. When the Bulldogs got smashed by the Knights 66-0. We just said our team is shit. We knew we needed to complete clean out. We needed things to change.
I don't think the Dragons need a complete clean out, but yeah, they need to get rid of the deadwood. But honestly, like the omen was there on the during the last training session. Christian Tuipolotu tears his hamstring.
Yeah,
he's played decent since his
bro. He's been excellent. I don't understand why it took you guys so long to put him in there.
Exactly, and he's got compared to defense, he's way better than Ravalawa. Ravalawa aimlessly runs in. That's why he got dropped, and then does it again on the weekend. Lazy attempts at the ball, kept gifting him. He gifted him the first 16 points single-handed, or the first 22.
Yeah.
It was
like
he's wearing a Parramatta jersey, and then you got
made Mike Asiva look like Semi Radradra.
Yeah. And then you had the Finney twins that couldn't defend, disgusting. But the omen was there, like on the morning of the game. Besides Tui Piloto tearing his hamstring, on the morning of the game, one of our best this year, Jacob Little, his wife goes into labour. And I remember turning around to my dad and go, hey, Dad, Little's not playing. He goes, why? I go, his wife's about to give birth. Dad looks at me and he just goes, probably going to lose today then. He goes, we lost the winger, now we lost him, and it's just...
Already missing Sully. So how did you feel when you guys were losing 40-12? Did you think, were you like,
after you get over the horror and the shock, you just start laughing at how shit you are.
Yeah.
That's what it was. My dad actually went outside to tend to some gardening. So I hadn't eaten yet, so I was making food and just sitting there, and then I think, oh yeah, looking King Toga's on. About time he put this kid. Now he's got extra game time. And then went 44-18, 44-24. Okay, yeah, they're making the score. 44-30. What? 44-36. You're kidding. And then 44-40. And you know what's funny? To make it 44-40, what happened was the ref made a little mistake. He called 6 again after Lomax kicked the ball.
Yeah.
Said it before, and then he realised his error, so he called it back. But that milked about 30 seconds roughly from the clock. Sorry.
Yeah.
So whether they would have scored, straight away on that, but, with 4 seconds to go, and obviously Ben Hunt comes out with the 0% play and kicks it straight into a Parramatta player.
Oh, I
give the ball to Sloan.
I actually thought they had a chance. I legitimately thought they had a chance. All he had to
do was boot it through, and Sloan uses, and he finds a Parramatta player. Sums it up. If they want to use Hunt, keep him another year, but he's 35 next year, so there's no need to extend him after that. You're going to have to go through a few tough years with some greenhorn halves. Canterbury went through it. Look at him now. Liking King Toga would be good for the experience this year and next year. Glover's potential if Marshke sticks around.
Did you guys think you missed Kyle Flanagan? My wife is a ardent Dragon supporter, and she thought that in defence at the very least, Kyle Flanagan would have made a bit of a difference.
Guys are 5'8", please. You'll be more worried about attack than defence. Come on.
Couple of funny comments. That was like the Dragons need peptides. I hear that Flanagan has a hookup.
Stephen Dank, or was he at Manly? Stephen Dank was at Cronulla or Manly?
Yeah, Cronulla, yeah.
Then he went Manly.
Yeah, and then Timothy Gray, Lomax was wearing an Eels jersey a couple of weeks early.
He blew that try over the line. Did you see that? And then, they blew a few chances there. That was unfortunate, man. Sevo fluked that, knocking it out of his hand or whatever he did there.
Look, it was a great attempt.
He blew a few chances. Finney blew one as well.
Yeah.
They blew like about 3 chances, but everything aligned for Parramatta. They were torching the Dragons. Is Parramatta going to play again like that this week again? Ooh, hard. Tigers might be smiling now. Can't expect Parramatta to play 2 weeks in a row like that.
Especially with Barrett as coach. Surely you Dragon supporters are embarrassed that you let your team lose and have 44 points put on you by a Barrett coach team. Surely.
Yeah, of course. But, that's how it is. You know what? It hurts less when you've had 6 years of failures in a row.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
it was almost there, but you know what? Like, we looked at it, like, a lot of us are saying, you know what, in fairness, the Knights and the Dolphins deserve to be.
No, they don't. No. Dolphins, yes, not the Knights. Knights have been shit all year.
Yeah, but there's better sides not in the 8. They should have been playing in there. You get me? Anyways.
Just quickly, if you guys, if it's the first time you've joined, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed, please just give us a like on the.
Let's check the poll.
Give us a live on the video. Helps boost us in the algorithm. Again, really sorry that it cut off halfway. It's really frustrating that this is happening. I promise you guys next week this won't happen again. We'll be here celebrating the Cowboys win and talking about the week 1 of the finals. but and also look, we do have memberships available for $7 a month. You can help support the channel if you do enjoy our content. If you do consume what we have, we provide hours and hours of stuff for free. And if you do want to become a member, it's $6.99 a month. To support the channel. We will be moving to a new studio. It is going to cost us a lot of money to move and to do all this stuff. So any support that you guys are willing to provide, it'll be great. If not, we love you guys anyway. We love your support. We love chatting to you guys, and we love just sort of being here in each other's presence.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for everything that you guys do, for always sticking around, for always being around us. Now, the other team that I want to talk about that I
was about to address Jamie Soward. Is it all right?
Oh yeah, please.
I'll tell you something. Jamie Soward, I actually reached out to him a few months ago to come on here. He said, just give me time during the season starts. I did play footy growing up with his brother, Brandon, who was an absolute star. So Jamie used to come to our games. So just give him time till the season starts. And incidentally, I was actually going to reach out to him this week because my brother actually reminded me on Saturday that he meant to be speaking to Jamie again to come onto the podcast. And then, lo and behold, the news comes out. You know what? That club doesn't deserve him, honestly. The guy had his team ripped apart from him from the expansion, has to rebuild the side from scratch. If they keep him there, those girls are all young and inexperienced. And look at them, they're starting to get results. All they had to do was stick by him for the next few years. I guarantee you that side will be playing finals footy for a long time to come. He's literally had to coach kids against, athletes and mold those kids into athletes. Every Dragons fan will never forget what Jamie did for the club. He broke that 31-year hoodoo. A lot of great memories. So, yeah. Deserves better. I hope he goes on to bigger and better things. So I'm going to try to get him again on the ask.
I think we'll have him in the off season for sure. I think he will definitely be here in the off season.
Try and get him again before the season's over. I'm going to reach out to him, but obviously I want to see if he can go live and really on the proviso, like asking him about him being let go will be 100%. A taboo. It will be a taboo.
And that's fine.
No one will ask it on the live. I want to try to get him on live. So,
one of the things. Chris, thank you so much for reminding me. I'm going to address that in a minute. I just want to make a comment about Soward. One of the things that the Bulldogs have done very well is bring their legends back to build that culture. So they've brought, Oga, they've brought Mason, they've brought Sherwin, they've got Roya Satasi back.
More upset,
they've got a lot of the Bulldogs legends back. They've got James Graham back. They've got Josh Reynolds there to help build that Bulldogs culture. I thought that if the Dragons were smart, they would sort of use that blueprint and keep someone like Soward around, even if it's not as a coach.
You're right. You hit the money. You hit it on the nail.
Bring your Matt Coopers back. Bring your Mark Gasniers back. Bring your Sowards.
You've probably mentioned the two most passionate, Cooper and Soward. And they've now been pushed away from the club.
Yeah, 100%.
Two guys that will give more to the club than those overpaid yes man administrators. Like you got Ben Cray on there and someone else. Like, who are you? You're just a yes man that's got an inflated pay packet. I would to grow the fan base, which is in the grassroots. I'll definitely have Matt Cooper there and Jamie Soward before anyone like him that just sits on the chair and says yes and yes. Like, look what Canterbury's doing. Look at Terry Lamb.
He's
been doing it for he's been doing it since he retired.
Since he retired, the club has not let him go.
Or besides that stint at West Tigers, but literally the following year, he's back at Canterbury.
He's back at Canterbury, that's right.
This is your greatest ever player. For me, he's your greatest ever player.
I agree. No, I mean, look, Turvey, for me, the greatest ever is Turvey and then Lamb. They're the two best ever.
Terry is the nicest, most approachable guy. Like, I ran into him once and I never followed Canterbury, but growing up.
We may have him on the podcast.
I was absolutely in awe of Terry and so humble. He's a family man. The local, but you think somebody like that, he'd be sitting on his high horse in the office.
He loves the Bulldogs. He bleeds blue and white. He loves the Bulldogs.
Overpaid, but he's just Mr. Grassroots. And
like even Ben Hornby, I thought
what an ambassador.
They should have done more to get Ben Hornby back to the
club. Souths. Good for him. You know what? He'd be a good coach.
Yeah, I think that Shane Flanagan should bring these types of coaches and these types of people back to the club to build a culture. They need to build a culture. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what they're not building. And I think Shane has an idea, but I still think that he's got some shackles on where he's not able to do everything that he wants. But you know what? I'm actually upset for the Dragons. I think that...
No, you're not upset for the Dragons. You're upset for Jamie. Fuck the Dragons. Sorry to swear. They deserve to be scored at.
I'm saying the fact that they performed so poorly, but I'm definitely upset for Jamie.
No, fuck the
I'm
Dragons
very
anyway.
upset for Soward. Look, as a Dogs fan, sure in 2009 he was the milkman, but I think as a passionate rugby league ambassador, someone like Jamie Soward is an absolute gem. You could tell he loves the Dragons. He loves everything about the Dragons. He's like a fan. He's like a fan of the Dragons.
He's so passionate.
How would you not have
him and Matt Cooper on Twitter, if you guys follow him there.
Man.
Like, you know what? Jamie, he calls it as it is. He's just a passionate Dragons guy.
100%.
And he's so upset. Like, he's really disappointed. And, that club doesn't deserve him. They can all go.
It's a shame. It is a bit of a shame. I feel sorry for the Dragons fans. I think that they deserve better.
Of course.
Which,
Instead, we got Illawarra Steeler administrators sitting at the club. Mergers don't work.
Michael Wayman. I think Michael Wayman. Who else played for you in the 2010 grand final?
Jared Safi. The South African Lebanese, by the way.
But yeah.
Jason Nightingale's still there. But he's got a bit of a reduced role.
Yeah.
You got Yes Man Ben Craig.
What about Luke Bailey?
Bull didn't play in that.
What happened to him?
He went to the Gold Coast.
Oh yeah,
he actually came down for the reunion. Who else played in that? Nightingale, Darius boy. I think Darius is happy in Queensland. The Morris twins. I think the Morris twins.
Yeah, I think
they'll be great to have back at St George, but I feel I think they're too good for St George. They deserve a better club.
If you follow Josh on Twitter, I think Josh Morris is a Bulldogs fan. Like, you could tell with the love and passion he has for the club. I'm surprised they didn't bring him back to the Bulldogs. Brett is a trainer at the Roosters, so he's
I said, they deserve a better club than the Dragons.
Now, commiserations for the year. I'm sorry, I thought that you guys would be 8, and I would have loved to have seen you guys 8.
I wouldn't be giving commiserations. Kick them while they're down. Laugh at them.
No. Look, it's.
I'm laughing at them. I'm telling them.
To be honest, I'm disappointed.
You know what? I actually feel sorry for someone like Flano.
Yeah.
See how dirty he is.
Bro,
he was livid.
I actually thought that he was crying before he came, and he just didn't want to break out in front of the.
I feel sorry for people like Tyrell Sloan.
100%.
I felt sorry for who else was that team. Who was our wingers? I don't know about Lomax. He's leaving. I felt sorry for. I should have been.
Sua. I felt sorry for
Sua, Leilua. Eisenhuth tried.
Eisenhuth tried his best.
Yeah, I felt sorry for the Couchman twins. I'm about to embark on the first final series.
I gotta admit, I'm very impressed by the Couchman twins.
Yeah, one's not playing this week, just a minor knee injury.
That's all right. It's all right. But I think they've got good experience, and if they're not in the 17 week in, week out next year, I think there's something wrong with Flanagan. Because they were very, very good this year. Anyway, enough about the Dragons.
Screw the Dragons. Can we just say it one more time?
I want to talk about the Broncos. I'm sorry to any Broncos fans. I know we have some Broncos fans on the podcast, but I am smiling ear to ear seeing what the Broncos copped. They have to be the shittest, most talented shit team I've ever seen in my life. They have one of the most talented teams in the competition, and they got absolutely towed up by the Dolphins. The Dolphins were all over them. 40-6. Like, we thought the Dragons were bad. The Broncos were infinitely worse.
Can we, you know what it is? It's the anatomy of an NRL player. Have a breakout season, probably half fluke, grow your hair long, start loving yourself, get found out.
Are you talking about Walsh? Or Carrigan?
Talking about Carrigan, I'm talking about Hines, and now Phoenix Costlin's about to join that. Just looks at himself. Honestly, guys, cut those hair off and focus on your footy rather than your looks. You'll stay at the top of it. Look at Cleary. He's at the top of his game. Luai's another one. Luai's just long hair, but doesn't love him.
Right, Luai. I just want to talk about the Broncos. Look, no matter what you want to say about the players.
Sorry, I just want to shit on people with long hair.
The talent is great. The talent is great. But the problem starts and ends with their coaching.
One out of 4. One final series out of 4 was a grand final. But normally, that's enough to see you get tossed out of a club. Do you remember growing up, a lot of the older heads, coaches used to be given 3 or 4 years to make the grand final.
Mm.
And then if you made the grand final in your second or third year and then you sucked the year after or 2 years after that, see you later.
Yeah.
Somehow Brad Arthur got a decade for one grand final appearance. See you later. You've had your 10 years.
Brad Arthur.
Are we going to wait another 10 years?
Brad Arthur did rebuild. He got a couple of spoons on the way
He had
there.
10 years.
He did. No, he did. But then once they realized it was enough, it was enough. They got rid of him. But the Broncos, like, what annoys me about the Broncos is...
I remember... Yeah, go on.
What annoys me about the Broncos is that Kevy never, ever, ever...
He's lucky he's got another year.
...accepts responsibility. He never accepts... He says, oh, yeah, it's my responsibility. But every time they ask him what went wrong, he'll tell them, I don't know. It was Habibi, what do you mean you don't know? You are the coach.
It was the papers' fault for reporting negatively about us.
You know, and you know the other one that pisses me off is Gordon Tallis.
Who?
Gordon Tallis.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. He will give everybody a serving.
How's Gordon on TV?
Look, let me tell you something. When Seabold was going shit at the Broncos, he said that this is a reflection of the coach. Now that Kevy's going shit, he's saying it's not a reflection of the coach.
It's crickets, yeah.
Gordon Tallis has no clue. Look, I enjoy Gordon Tallis on NIL 360 because he's a contrarian and he always sort of has out-of-the-box thinking.
I don't think he just, can I have that, every time he talks, can I have that time back?
But when it comes to the Broncos, he's biased. He clearly likes Kevy because he's an old boy. And let me tell you, if they stick by the old boys, they're going to stick to mediocrity. Good. Because I'm telling you,
that's good news
for us. The Dolphins are going to eclipse them very, very soon. Because Kevy cannot coach. Kevy is too nice. Kevy is too diplomatic, and he's too much of a friend.
They will eclipse him.
And listen, Adam Reynolds has been captain coach of that club for 2 years. I will die on this hill.
They got Blake Moser coming through. So
No. He's been captain. Adam Reynolds has been captain coach. Listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
Kevy Walters has not been coaching for 2 years.
Who's the next coach? Trent Barrett.
Well, they're saying that he will be going to. They're saying Barrett might be going to the Broncos.
I couldn't see him coaching them, like head coach. There's got to be some good candidate in the wings waiting somewhere.
Look, there's got to be. There's Josh Hannay. There's Ben Hornby. There's Dean Young. There's a couple more new young coaches coming up. But Kevy Walters is going to get them. He's taking them down the. Is
there any other
path of
anyone else coaching from the former Broncos? Like no one.
I mean, I'm not sure. But it's interesting. And Jordan has just reminded me. Thank you so much, Jordan, for mentioning that. Cobbo warned everyone, and everyone came out against Cobbo. Cobbo came out and said Kevy Walters is a shit coach, and everybody smashed Cobbo for it. You know what? Everybody owes Cobbo an apology. Because what Cobbo said is actually right. Kevy can't coach. I don't mean that with disrespect. I reckon Kevy's a great guy, was a great player. He's just not a coach. Not every player makes a good coach. And Kevy simply isn't it. But you know what? Let the Broncos stay shit because you know what? It's good for me. I love seeing the Broncos failing. I love it. And you know what? I actually really like the Dolphins. I want the Dolphins to do well. And I reckon that they're gonna run over the Knights on Sunday. I think that
I hope so.
Look, they're winning on talent. They're winning on talent and talent alone, right? But Adam O'Brien will buckle when it comes to making the right decisions. Wayne Bennett is the master coach. I just get the feeling that
it'll be a nice fitting end.
Yeah, I think the Knights will struggle to make the finals.
Jerry Marshall King's back there, a new team all of a sudden.
Made a massive difference.
Can you imagine they had Tom Flegler fit?
Oh, mate. And what was the other one? Gilbert as well.
They had some bad injuries. Jared Wallace went to England.
Yeah, Jared. Well, I mean,
why so early? I thought he was doing all right.
Herbie Farnworth. I thought he was fantastic. He absolutely tore shreds off his old team. Averillo at 6, I thought had a good game.
The Dolphins. I
thought he had a much better game. So I think I'm tipping the Dolphins to beat the Knights. And then look, finally, I want to talk about that absolutely miraculous win by the Warriors against the Sharks.
Oh,
with Sean Johnson throwing.
What a fitting finish to a career.
Do you know if you tried to script it, you wouldn't have got it that good. Oh, just a quick shout out to MKTV. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really, really appreciate everything that you do, all the support that you guys give us.
I better check that.
Thank you so much, guys. Check out MKTV. I'm not sure if you have a channel, but thank you so much for your support. All of that really, really helps. Thank you so much. So what a win. What Sean Johnson's officially retired now. for him to come out the way he did and just throw that final pass to, Watney Zelezniak. It was great. It was fantastic. I was really happy we were able to witness
rubbed
that.
dirt in his former side's nose as
Yeah,
well.
he did rub it in
and the
them.
Cronulla fans.
And look, they were winning 22-4 at halftime. So
Yeah, they got cocky.
they got a little bit cocky. And the Warriors just wanted it. You could tell they just wanted to do it for Sean. And look, congratulations to Sean on a fantastic career. Brought rugby league to a whole new audience in New Zealand and to Australia. It was just a pleasure to sort of see all of that happen. So congratulations to Sean Johnson. Now, next week is such an interesting week of rugby league. There are some very, very exciting games coming up. Broncos, the Donkeys up against the Storm in Suncorp.
Jeez,
Quick tip.
Fair bit of Newcastle fans in this chat today.
Oh,
How did you manage to snag them all?
Oh man, I don't mind Newcastle fans in general. I think Newcastle fans are passionate. They love their footy. Also went through very tough periods, in the mid 2010s. So love me some Newcastle fans passionate for their footy. So look, they can do something freaky all the while Ponga's there, but I do think that the Dolphins probably have too much for them. That's sort of the way I look at it. Quick tip: Broncos and Storm up there in Suncorp. Good conditions.
Broncos by 20. I mean, sorry, not Broncos. Forgive me for trying to sound funny, but Storm by 22.
Yeah, they're going to be full strength. The Storm.
Storm by 22. They shouldn't rest Payne Haas, did they? Save him.
So apparently, he hasn't named Pappenhausen. Balongo is at fullback.
Yep.
But everybody else is back, it seems. Grant is back.
Farlongo will give a good account of himself. He always does.
Tyrone Wishart is 14. Welsh is on the bench.
I saw a rumour today, and just News Corp's talking about Tyrone Wishart, that the Dragons will look to entice him back home in 2026.
You could look.
The money's there.
You could do a lot worse than Tyrone Wishart. You could do a lot worse than him.
He's been excellent.
He's been fantastic. So yeah, I'm going to say Storm by plenty. I'm going to say 30.
No, I've given him 22, so.
Yeah, 20. The Spoon Bowl. Eels and Tigers. I cannot wait for this game. Tell me you guys are also as excited about this as I am, because I cannot wait for this, man.
Just to show you how low rugby league has gone, that the Spoon Bowl has actually sold out.
Hang on.
16.
Is that a low thing or is that a big thing that even teams fighting for the spoon can sell out?
Imagine their fans finally rock up just to see before the spoon. Is that the Tigers peaking at 16th?
No.
Well, you know what? I can. If you think about it, they finished last, and now trying to avoid last for 3 years in a row.
That's right.
Jeez. Oh.
Look, to be honest,
Tough one.
What I take away from that, and you may say, I've got a soft spot for Tigers, and I do, because they were perennial losers like the Bulldogs. I actually think...
I just can't... Their fans, I think, are the worst.
No way.
Have you sat at a game with their fans?
Yeah, I have. They're not the worst. But let me tell you this.
You know what? They're probably the two worst fans, Tigers and Parramatta fans.
No. Listen, let me tell you this.
I'm just checking the lineups.
I'm going all in on the Tigers. I think they're over there in Campbelltown, they'll be too hard to beat. They don't want a third consecutive spoon. And the Eels, they've got Barrett as coach, not that great. Their back line, I mean, other than Josh Felitti, who I don't know how he'll go at centre. Caesar's there at 7. I think he'll do well.
This is a Friday blockbuster.
6 p.m. It is.
Absolutely. How many games sold out this year?
Heaps, man.
Can you imagine those sides? You know what's funny? Tigers, Dogs, St. George, for example. Can you imagine they're all like around the top 4?
And Parramatta, can you imagine? Bro,
they'll
sick.
They'll be awesome. Not only their home games would sell out, but a lot of those away games would sell out too.
100%. Look, they've got a very strong pack.
Heath Mason.
I think Heath Mason was really good at fullback for them. So
Fatape, Felitti.
I'm gonna say Tigers by 12.
I'm just looking at the lineups. I'm gonna go Parramatta. I actually think Para will get the biscuits.
Fair enough. I just think Tigers are very good at Campbelltown.
8 points.
I reckon Tigers by 12.
8 points.
But it's an interesting call. It's a very interesting call. Rabbitohs and Roosters. So obviously the Roosters, very, very sad to see Sam Walker cop an ACL injury. He will be out for the next 9 months.
Don't forget the hectic cheese.
Look, the Hectic Cheese is an experienced guy. He's played a lot of grand finals, won grand finals. I'm really disappointed for Sam Walker because I thought that the Roosters were definitely
Good player.
up there. I'm really devastated for
And
him.
it was
Good
going
young
to play
kid.
Origin next year, I reckon.
Good young kid, playing so well, had the world at his feet. You know, could have potentially taken his team to a grand final and injured. I was really upset for him, to be honest. You never ever want to see any player go down injured, much less cop an ACL, especially at this time of the year. So, you know, really upset for him. I really hope he has a quick recovery and, you know, comes back a little bit earlier next year. Obviously, as well, Hectic Cheese did his ACL, which is also disappointing. You know, Victor Adley did a shoulder as well. Very disappointing. Butcher, HIA will be out. So, look, they still named a very, very strong team because they do have a $30 million cap. But I think it'll be tough for them this year. It'll be very, very tough for them without their
I still
number
think
7.
they beat South, who are just dreadful, and they also lose Jack Wyden, I believe.
Um,
And then somehow Latrell was fit to play. So can you believe that? Like you got to be low. You know that club's got to be really low on morals.
no,
to
look,
do that.
any club will try and do that.
Why didn't they submit him last round then?
I don't know. Anyway, look, they've named Sandon Smith at 7, who I think will be partnering Walker next year in the halves. They've got Connor Watson at 9 to replace Cheese, so a very handy replacement. Docker Clay at 14. They've got Nafahu White at 13. Satili Tupanua at 12.
I think the Roosters will still win.
Oh, 100%, hands down. I don't think the Rabbitohs have it in them to win this game. I mean, it'll be a good game. I don't think that the Rabbitohs are going to get smashed, but I think the Roosters will have too much for them, even with their injuries. So I'm going to say Roosters 13 plus. What do you
Nice.
What do you think?
I'm going to go Roosters by 16, something like that.
Hey, listen to this, yeah. Jim Beam, I want Parrot to get the spoon. Tigers by 12. Jamie Teasdale, Tigers by 13 plus. Eels by 1. James Ham, and then James Ham. If Roosters don't beat Rabbitohs by 6 or more, they will fold out of the finals quickly. Look, I agree, but I think they'll be good enough to beat the Rabbitohs by plenty. Wes Bennett, Coach of the Year, Dolphins first finals. Look. Great.
You know what? You got to give him credit. He's had to assemble a team from
100%.
scratch.
I think that's well done, but it's hard for me to look past Geraldo as Coach of the Year. And if you guys are still watching, please just give it a quick thumbs up if you haven't. Just helps us boost us in the algorithm. Now, Dogs versus Cowboys. I think we've called it. I'm calling Dogs by 12. Yes. Are you saying Cowboys by 8?
I did review the lineups. Probably a bit harsh on the Dogs. It's still going to be a close game regardless.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a blowout.
You know what? If he's had Birdo playing,
Yeah.
I'd say he's probably by 14. Definitely make up for that last game. Just, I don't know, man. Hutchison in the halves alongside Sexton.
What's your tip?
I'll stick to the Cowboys by 8.
Yeah,
That's what's going to, you'll see.
Panthers versus Titans. Titans with really nothing to play for. David Fifita's out injured. I'm going to say Panthers by 18. And they're playing at Penrith Stadium. So
yeah, good shout. I'll agree with you on that one. Probably go 18. Titans just don't want to play all of a sudden.
Yeah,
they're ready to go to Cavill Avenue.
Yeah, they are. They are ready.
Surfers Paradise. Yeah.
Manly versus the Sharks.
Sharks.
Yeah, you know why I'm saying Sharks? Because they've got their wingers back. Last week they didn't have them, so they didn't have Sione Katoa and Ronaldo Mulatalo.
They haven't had them for a few weeks now.
Yeah, so they're back this week. I think Kyle Iro has been playing so well at centre.
Sharks by 14.
Yeah, I reckon Sharks by 13 plus. I just think that they won't want to lose 2 in a row. And Manly had a good game, so they're not going to play well 2 games in a row. So I'm going to say Sharks by 12 at least. And then the final game to determine who is in 8th will be the Dolphins against the Knights.
Oh, what about the Dragons and the Raiders?
No one cares about that game because they can't. Sorry, I actually missed that completely.
Is that the last game, the Dragons Raiders?
No, that's the Saturday 3 p.m. game at Net Strata Jubilee. Dragons Raiders. I think the Dragons will bounce back. And
Canberra all of a sudden is Fogarty playing?
Yeah, Fogarty will be back for this
Canberra's
game.
all of a sudden looking like a classy outfit again. But what when the season's
the season's been
like you need a
dusted,
miracle? Like, come on.
I'm gonna say Dragons by 6.
What do you think Canberra have spent themselves?
I don't think they've spent this, but I think the Dragons will be
I think
really upset about last week's performance.
Sadly, we saw Jordan Rapana's last game in the NRL.
That was very
He's
unfortunate.
been around for
Yeah.
15 or 16 seasons.
Mm.
He's given us some spectacular moments. Like he's pulled out some miracle moments as well. He gives us 100%. Far out. I don't want to tip against the Dragons, but I just feel like Canberra deserves to be favourites.
No, I think the Dragons will definitely want to make up for
You know
their
what? Canberra
performance.
got a good they got this classy forward pack. The Dragons can't match it with their forwards unless the Canberra team have an off game. But I know Ricky will still have his team up for the game because they'll be hoping for a draw. So I'm going to go Canberra by 8.
I'm saying Dragons by 8.
I just wants to go against me.
No, I actually think the Dragons want to come back from that poor performance. I genuinely think so. Canberra
are a better team. And now the last game.
Yeah, no, Canberra are a better team. They got better stocks. I just think
they had a rut where they lost.
The Dragons will want to make up for that poor performance. Now Dolphins against the Knights at McDonald Jones Stadium. This is to determine.
I'm going Dolphins. Dolphins by 8.
Look, I've been saying all year. I think that Isaiah Katoa is a great player, but I still think that Sean O'Sullivan should have been the 7. And you remember I've been calling it, even though he had a few injuries there, he did get dropped.
I thought they both should have been the halves.
Yeah, 6 and 7. I think they could definitely play it.
But what happened was O'Sullivan either got injured or went out of form, and then now he's come back into it. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm going to say, look, I think Tavita Pangai Jr. has been really strong for them up front.
Yeah.
And they are fighting Felice Corvusi's 3-week ban at the judiciary.
You know what? I think that's all right. If he misses, he misses. I think as long as their forwards hold their own, the Dolphins, they got those Ferraris in the back line. Avarillo, the Hammer, Trey Fuller, and Herbie. Wow.
Yeah.
Even what's his name?
Bostock.
Bostock.
Asako. Both. Wow. It's a really good back line. Yeah, it's a mad back line.
Ferraris.
Yeah, so I think
go the Dolphins.
I just think that the Knights halves don't have enough to dominate a determined Dolphins team. And Jesse Bromwich is back this week at prop for the Dolphins. So I think they'll be even better.
Nice. Great news.
I'm going to say Dolphins by 12.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Dolphins by 12.
I'm agreeing with you there. Go the Dolphins.
So it's he will be playing. It got downgraded. The Corvusi's tackle.
Jeez.
That's fantastic news. So he is playing.
Yeah,
that's excellent news. I'm definitely going Dolphins. I think Dolphins will definitely
probably go Dolphins by 20 now.
Yeah, Dolphins by a lot. Congratulations to Corvusi for beating the charge. Look, I think it's going to be such an interesting week of rugby league. There's so much on the line. As much as we want to mock the spoon bowl, I do think that avoiding the spoon is a big thing to play for. I think the Tigers are going to win it. I think the Bulldogs will win. I think the Dolphins will win. It's going to be a big game. Next week, big podcast, boys. Big podcast for next week. Got some things lined up. Yeah. We're going to celebrate the Dogs making the finals. It's going to be an absolute cracker of a podcast.
Just on celebrations, I don't know if I read right, but it's some loser that doesn't know how to fun police say the Dogs fans couldn't celebrate on Burwood Road, or was I just reading garbage?
No, I don't think that's correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Chris G did say earlier that if the Bulldogs made the finals, we were gonna have a watch-a-thon or maybe put together the first week of the finals where we watch the game together. I said that earlier in the year in haste. I don't know if I truly believed that the Bulldogs were gonna make the finals. They've made the finals. To be honest, I'm probably gonna be at the game. That's why we've sort of said we don't want to do anything, because if the Dogs are in the finals, I can't see myself watching from the sidelines. It's going to have to be at the stadium.
Yeah, of course. Especially at a big stadium like Accor. Easy in, easy out.
And if you've got, even if you have 50,000, 60,000, it'll be great. It'll be a great atmosphere. It'll be a lot of fun. And to watch the Dogs win their first finals game after, 8 years, it's just one of those situations that'll be too hard to miss. But we're going to have a big podcast next week. So much happening. We've got big plans. I cannot wait. Thank you to everybody that's joined us today. Thank you to everybody that stuck around. We do apologize for the brief intermission there. I promise you this will not happen next week. Things will be much better planned, much better organized. To everybody that's given us super chats, thank you so much. To all our members, you guys are the best. To all our supporters, everybody that's subscribed, everything. Thank you so much for everything. It's 9:10. We've been going for about 2 hours. We could probably go for another hour if we really wanted to.
Yep.
We love you all. Thank you for all your support. We've got heaps of content coming up. I mean heaps. We've got massive plans, not only through the finals, but also into the off season. We've got massive guests coming on. We've got massive videos planned. We've got so much stuff happening. Look out for that. Please be sure to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, share our channel with people. And we look forward to Bulldogs winning on the weekend. If you don't support the Dogs, I hope your team wins. Except if you're an Eels supporter, I hope you guys get smashed by the Tigers. Other than that, very quickly, James Ham, did you get the word to this year's victory chant, Elmo? Yeah, I will be sharing that on our Twitter either tonight or tomorrow morning. Sorry, it's just been a really, really big day with work and everything else. And I was shooting some other content for the channel as well. But I'll get to that very, very soon. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great night. Have a great week. Enjoy everything. Up the doggies.
See you next week.
See you guys.